Hey, hello, 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 hello. It is A'Tondra Vinchealle, keeper of the Mermaid's Wisdom. I am the founder of themermaidswisdom.com. I am your wellness strategist, and I help women open and create space to reclaim our time, our bodies, and our feminine essence. My real mission is total wellness for the total woman, and all things wellness, so that we can experience wellness in all areas of our lives. So if this is your first time hanging out with me, say hi, hop in, let me know who you are. Kisses, kisses, kisses. And if this is not your first time hanging out with me, still hop in and say hi, because I always like to engage with the people who normally hang out with me on this platform. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys to share this video. Hopefully I won't be long. I don't plan on being long, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, please go ahead and share this video, because sharing is caring, and I'm super cute and I like to be looked at. All right. So the skeleton key. How many of you, or I'm going to ask you, have you seen the movie The Skeleton Key? Yes or no? Yes or no? Go ahead and put it in the chat. If you have seen it, yes or no. If you have seen it, yes. If you have not seen it, no. Now, while I am waiting on those answers, because I know people are going to be watching the replay, I'm going to go ahead and say this really quickly, because this video is going to be about your ability to make money. We're going to make some connections and all of that other kind of stuff. So I'm going to tell you right now, really quickly, if you think that $100 is too much to spend on business education, or too much money to spend on your ability to make more money, go ahead and exit this video. Okay, I'm saying this because, like I said, I know there are going to be people who are going to be catching the replay, because everybody's not going to catch it live. Now, you know, you're going to say, oh, well, A'Tondra, you know, I mean, what does $100 have to do with me hearing the story of the skeleton key? Well, you know, it doesn't matter. Okay. If you think that $100 is too much to spend on business education, and if you think $100 is too much to spend on your ability to make money, this video is definitely not going to be for you. However, if you are okay, if $100 doesn't scare you, you'll get the principle here in a minute. Just follow me. But if spending $100 in your business education, in your financial education, in your wellness education, in your ability to achieve wellness, or your ability to make money, if that does not scare you, then please go ahead and continue with this video. If it does scare you, go ahead and exit now. This video is totally not going to be for you. Okay, so we've got a couple of yeses and a couple of no's. So I want to give you a synopsis of this movie. Okay, follow me. I always say this, follow me. So the skeleton key, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was set in New Orleans, Louisiana. Not sure if it's New Orleans, but I do know that it was set somewhere in Louisiana. Okay. And the main characters in this movie, who do we have? Let's see. We have Carolyn, we have Luke, we have Violet, and we have Carolyn's friend. And I think Carolyn's friend's name was Jill or something like that. Okay. So Carolyn is sort of like this hospice nurse or something like that. And, you know, she has a situation where her father dies and she wasn't really there because, you know, she's off partying and she was like a part of a rock band and doing all kinds of different things. So when her father got sick and died, she wasn't there. And so there was always some guilt that she felt associated with that. And so from there, she became a hospice nurse. Well, working as a hospice nurse, she got disenfranchised. You know, she's like, I don't like this job. I don't like the way people treat their families. I don't like the way people treat, you know, I don't like to see people die here without their family members. It was conviction for her because her father died without her being there. So she quit her job as a hospice nurse and decided that she wanted to go into in-home care. She wanted to become sort of like an like a personal nurse assistant, if that makes sense. So she answers this job ad for a job in New Orleans, and you know, she comes up, it's this like old, like super old mansion in New Orleans. Okay. And Luke, you know, this attorney person, so Luke is the guy who interviews her, right? And she's supposed to be interviewing for this job to be a hospice nurse for this older gentleman. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name in the movie, but she's supposed to be his personal nurse. Okay. So the story is, this old man has had a stroke. he is paralyzed and he can't talk and he really can't do anything for himself. So he needs a nurse to provide him with 24-hour care, and they are looking for a live-in nurse. The guy's wife's name is Violet. She's mean. She's got an attitude, doesn't really like Carolyn too much. But Carolyn sees the situation. She feels like, she's going to do what she wants to do, or what she desires to do. She feels like she's going to be able to make some pretty good money doing it. So she takes the job. Okay. So she takes the job and she notices, just a lot of odd things around the house, around the town. The old gentleman that she's supposed to be working with, is really, really interesting. They told her that he had a stroke, but he's not really acting like a stroke victim. And so there's a lot of things going on. And so she has these suspicions, right? She's got all of these little suspicions. Well, when she moved into the house, Violet gave her the skeleton key. It's called it the skeleton key. And the key basically opened up every door in the mansion, with the exception of one door. And Violet gave Carolyn some story about how that door had never been opened, because the only key she had was the skeleton key. So she'd never been in that particular room. So nobody goes in this particular room, right? You just use the key, you get in and out, in and out of all the rooms. That's what you do. Okay, fine. So she's taking care of this older man, and he's acting really weird. And instead of really acting like a stroke victim, he's acting more like a hostage, like he's under duress. And so Carolyn is having these suspicions, right? And his wife, Violet, she gives him these remedies, these homemade remedies. And, Carolyn's all suspicious, blah, 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 blah. So one day, she gets into that room that the skeleton key doesn't work in. Okay. And she finds a bunch of objects, like some old books. She finds some vinyl records, and she finds some things that are just really, really weird. Some stuff talking about spells and all kinds of stuff. So she asks Violet, and, Violet tells her the story about how in that particular mansion, there was a family who lived in that mansion, and they had two slaves who were working there. It was a man and a woman, husband and wife. And the family was having this huge party, and they caught the two slaves teaching the children hoodoo. And so when they caught them teaching them hoodoo, they dragged them outside of the house and hung them and burned them. And supposedly, that was the spirit that was going around the house. That's the reason why the house was so loopy. That's the reason why she found all of this stuff with spells and vinyl records and all of this other kind of stuff, right? So Carolyn still has suspicions. And so, she thinks that, in some kind of way, she comes up in her mind that, that Violet's husband is not really a stroke victim. The reason why he's acting like this is because, Violet has put some kind of spell on him. And that's the reason why he can't walk and he can't talk. So she takes the stuff that she finds, okay, a couple of papers, and, she takes her what she's thinking. And, she sits down with her friend, Jill, okay? I don't necessarily think that Jill was from New Orleans. She may have been from New Orleans, but either way, Jill gave her a little bit of advice, but she really didn't know what was going on. Like, she really didn't have the knowledge to really speak on that issue. So she tells Carolyn that, this is what it is. It's hoodoo. It's not like voodoo. Not really that big of a deal. If you don't believe in it, then it doesn't affect you, right? Like, as long as you don't believe in it. So whatever it is that Violet is doing to her husband, the reason why he's in that position is because he believed in it. And as long as you don't believe in it, she can't do anything to hurt you. Okay, so Carolyn takes this information from her homegirl, like from her friend, okay? From her friend who's a trusted source. Why? I don't know. But she takes this information from her friend. And, so she decides that she is going to save, I think the husband's name was Ben. So she decides that she's going to save Ben, okay? This is what I'm going to do. I have gotten into this room that nobody else in the house has gotten into. Violet is a hoodoo witch. My homegirl told me that this is not that big of a deal, but I have all of the information that I need to have because, Jill is my homegirl and like she totally knows about this stuff, right? And as long as she knows about this stuff, I know about this stuff. So Carolyn devises this plan, right? She's going to save Ben, right? She's going to get Ben out of the house. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to go, we're going to call the police. Everything's going to be great. I'm going to save this man. Well, she puts the plot into play, tries to get Ben out of the house, gets him to the car, and Violet puts a spell that doesn't allow the car to move past the gate of the mansion property. Okay? So now Carolyn is like, oh my God, what's going to happen? How am I going to get out of here? So she gets in there and, she wants to have this struggle with Violet. Okay? At some point in the movie, she catches Violet doing, she's got like some chalk and she's got like some hair and some blood, which I think Carolyn assumed belonged to Ben. And so she's drawing this circle around herself. So Carolyn is like, oh yeah, boom, you're about to draw this circle. No, you're not, because I'm going to beat you up and I'm going to knock you out and you're not going to be able to do that. So they get into a scuffle. Violet gets knocked out. So Carolyn grabs the spell, the little piece of paper with the spell. She grabs the spell. She grabs, the chalk, and she makes a beeline for it upstairs, okay? Beeline for it. So, FYI, I didn't add this part, but Luke, the attorney guy, he's actually in on it as well. So, Luke's chasing her. Violet wakes up. Violet's crawling up to the attic, and Carolyn is like, nope, I know this shit. Like, I got this. Like, y'all are not going to get me, whatever. So, Carolyn takes this piece of paper, okay? She takes this piece of paper with the knowledge that she has. She gets up to the attic. There's, she's got some, I think there was some candles. She rips out a piece of her own hair, uses, I believe it was some of her own blood, and she begins to draw this circle around herself. Okay, she begins to draw this circle around herself. And as she's drawing this circle around herself, she's saying this incantation that was on the paper that she stole or that she grabbed from Violet when she knocked her out, when she saw Violet doing the same thing, right? So now she said this incantation. She's in this circle. There's all of these symbols that are drawn, right? She knows, okay? So she's good. She's good. Violet comes in the attic. Luke comes in the attic. And Carolyn is like, okay, you're not going to get me, whatever, whatever, whatever. Now watch this. Violet looks at Carolyn and says, where did you get that spell from? Didn't you get that spell from me? And so now Carolyn is looking crazy. And so now she starts with this, I don't believe it, I don't believe in it, right? Because her homegirl told her, right? Her homegirl, the reliable source on all things hoodoo, okay? Her homegirl told her that as long as you don't believe in it, and as long as you say you don't believe in it, nothing that this Violet woman does is going to get to you, right? So she's like, I don't believe it. So while she's saying this, Violet is telling her, okay, ma'am, asking her, where did you get this spell from? You got this spell from me, right? Okay. You do realize that you have drawn this circle around yourself. And you think that what you have done is locked me out. But what you have actually done is locked yourself in. And no matter how much Carolyn says she doesn't believe it, the spell works on her. She loses her body. Violet is now in her body. If you've seen the, I won't give you all of the details, but I've given you a lot of them, my bad, spoiler alert. But she loses, basically, is the bottom line. Okay, A'Tondra, what the hell does this have to do with me making money, right? What does some voodoo or hoodoo spell priestess and a movie about a skeleton key, what does this have to do with my ability to make money? Okay, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Hey, Damon, how are you? Thank you for joining me. So I have a group. I have a separate group. I don't ever talk about this group, okay? But I have a separate group for people who are interested in learning business, okay? I don't ever talk about this like at all. I've never. This is literally actually my first time talking about it. But you'll find out why, okay? So in this group, you know, I post all kinds of things, right? I post business trainings, classes, documents, spreadsheets, materials, videos. I post all kinds of things business, because it's a group specifically for people who want to learn how to do business, or who are in business, who want to grow their businesses, or who are looking to learn how to start businesses, all that kind of stuff. So I post all kinds of resources in this group. Okay. And after having a class with, you know, my spiritual parents, Baba Richard and Mama Namaste, you know, they gave us some information, you know, again, it was a business class. I approached one of the ladies in the class and I asked her, I said, if you had the opportunity, right? This is somebody who does not have a business yet, desires to have a business, does not yet have a business. And the reason why she doesn't yet have a business is because of money, right? She doesn't have, you know, thousands of dollars to invest in different platforms and things of that nature for the business that she wants to do, okay? Or at least this is what she says. And so I asked her, I said, if you had the opportunity to sit down and learn from 30 millionaires, and they could give you a 30-day game plan. It's just a question. It's just a question. Just listen, right? Because we're looking for mentalities here. And each of these 30 millionaires could give you a 30-day game plan. So basically somebody came in, you know, and asked them, look, if you lost everything today, if you lost your entire business, all of your stocks, all of your options, all of your houses, all of your money, no email list, no products, no website, if you had absolutely nothing, what would you do, steps 1 through 30, meaning what would you do in the first 30 days to regain, or to put yourself on a path to regain what it was that you lost? Okay. I asked her, I said, would you pay $100 for that? She said no. I said, okay. I said, why? She said, well, there's so much free information out there. Why would I pay $100 for information that I could get for free? Why would I pay $100 for information that I could just call up some of my other friends and ask? Okay, what does this have to do with the skeleton key? Remember, this all started really when Carolyn was like, something is not right here. Something's not right here. You know, Ben is acting mighty, mighty strange. I'm going to go call my homegirl Jill. I'm going to go call my homegirl Jill. Okay. And I'm going to ask her about this stuff. Okay. Now, mind you, Jill is not familiar with spells. She was not familiar with hoodoo. But she's a good friend. She's a good trusted friend. And she knows a lot of stuff. And she knows a lot of people. So I'm pretty sure that, you know, I could get some information from her. Okay. Right. Long story short, everything that Jill told her was bullshit, right? Everything that Jill told her was an absolute lie, because nothing that Jill told her actually worked. Why? Because Jill never actually had that experience of working with those kinds of spells. She never had that experience with working in those kinds of situations. And so it didn't really matter how smart or how intuitive or how connected or how resourceful Jill was, because she didn't have that experience and she didn't understand that experience. Nothing that she was going to be able to tell Carolyn was actually going to work. And so I asked her, I said, well, you know, how much money has your friend made? You know, how much money have your friends made, right? Do you have any friends who have made millions of dollars? And she was like, no. I said, so then how is somebody who's never made millions of dollars going to tell you that you that they can help you make millions of dollars? Like, how does that work? Where they do that at? Help me understand. Where they at though? Because I'd like to know. You know, I'd like to know. So then she started talking about, you know, well, you know, I'm just not really to make that investment. You know, I'm not parting with $100. You know, $100 is, you know, that's a lot of money. And I'm like, really, is it? you know, because I see your lifestyle and I see the things that you're doing, you know. Well, I mean, it's $100 for me to it's a lot of money for me to spend on business. Oh, okay, that's interesting. You know, that's interesting. And I'm not going to have anybody scam me out of my money. Oh, okay, that's really, really interesting. Here's the problem with that, though. Here's the problem with that. The more you lock yourself into this idea that you know what you're doing, and the more that you lock yourself into this idea that anybody who asks you for any kind of money to teach you, to give you financial education, or to give you business education, or to give you marketing education, or to give you advertising education, or to teach you how to understand platforms and systems and things of that nature, like to teach you how to make money. Like, the more you have this mentality that anybody who asks you for money to teach you how to make money is trying to scam you, what's happening is you think you are protecting yourself from being scammed, because you're drawing this circle around yourself because you're keeping the scammers out. But the problem with that is because you're not willing to take the risk, and because you are so paranoid, you are also keeping out any opportunity that is available for you to learn the things that they know. And you don't want to spend the $100 because you have friends that have all of the answers, but none of them have made that kind of money. And you are protecting yourself from everybody who is trying to scam you. Like, that's a very interesting mentality, because if you feel like everybody who asks you for money for a particular class or for a subject is attempting to scam you, then my question becomes, when you actually do start your own business, how do you expect the market to receive you? How do you think that you're going to be perceived? Right? But you've built these barriers around yourself, right? I got all the free classes, everything that I want that I can get on YouTube. You know, I can look up millionaires and I can watch all their free stuff, and I can do this and I can do that. I can do everything for free. And this keeps me from having to spend any money. This keeps me from losing any money. This keeps me from having to take any risk. This keeps me from the potential of failure, right? So you're building all of these circles. You're drawing all of these circles. You're building all of these barriers around yourself. But you're not keeping anybody else out. You're just locking yourself into continuously being broke. And so I invite you to ask yourself, like, where are the areas in your life that you are not willing to take a risk, right? Where are the areas in your life that you are not willing to make the investment? I'm not sure. It's telling me that my connection was low. Okay, so I guess my connection is back available. Like, where are the areas in your life where you're not willing to make the investment? Because if we go back to Carolyn, right? Carolyn went to her homegirl, right? Because she, you know, microwave society. I got to have the answers now. I got to know what's going on with the spell right now. I got to know what's going on with Ben right now. Right now, right now. Let me call my homegirl, because my homegirl is going to be able to give me answers right now, right now, right now. Even though she doesn't have enough experience with this thing. The interesting thing about this is that had she taken the time and made the investment to study what it was that she was looking at, or to seek the wise counsel from somebody else who could understand what she was looking at, which probably would have cost her some money, because I don't know very many high priestesses in New Orleans that are going to do that kind of stuff for free. Okay. Had she done that, she probably would have had a better idea of what was going on. She probably would have had a better understanding of what was going on, and she wouldn't have died. Right? So that's my invitation to you, you know, and I wanted to make that invitation because this is very fresh and it's very new. It's very fresh and it's very new. Like, it literally just happened, like, probably like an hour ago. And I was like, you know what? Let me talk about that. Like, the skeleton key was the first thing that came in my brain. I don't know why, you know, these kinds of things happen, but they do. So anyway, remember I told you at the beginning of the live, you know, basically if $100 is too much for you to spend into growing your business or getting education in how to make money, this video was probably not going to be for you. Okay. There is a summit that is coming. It is going to be September the 17th. Okay. 30 millionaires were asked to provide a 30-day game plan on exactly what they would do if they were to lose it all today. No email list, no money, no products, no website, no Facebook ads, no marketing budget, no nothing. Like if they had to start from $0 and from zero resources and from zero influence and from zero people on their email list, what would they do over the next 30 days to put them in a position to make all of that money back? Okay. It's on the 17th. Okay. Now, the summit on the 17th is free. However, that's if you want to wait till the 17th. However, not only do they have these videos that are going to be coming out on the 17th, but there is an entire book mapped out with the game plan of each of these 30 millionaires. Every single one of these 30 millionaires mapped out a 30-day game plan. It is in the book. Okay? And not only would you have the opportunity to get the book so that you could have the game plan, but you would also have the opportunity to access the videos for the summit today, and you will have lifetime access to that information. So what exactly am I saying? Literally, you can get 30-day game plans from 30 millionaires in book form and in video form for $100. In book form and in video form for $100. I'm going to say that again. That is 30, okay? 30-day game plans from 30 millionaires who are going to tell you what they would do from day 1 to day 30 if they had lost every single thing. If they didn't have an email list, if they didn't have any money, if they didn't have any influence, if they didn't have a website, if they were starting from zero, okay, they gave 30-day plans. Now, I'm going to ask you, how many of you know 30 millionaires, 30 millionaires that you can call up right now who are going to give you individualized 30-day game plans from day 1 to 30 on how to put yourself on a course to be able to making 6 figures? How many of you know them? If you have 30, then go ahead and raise your hand and say me. If you know 30 millionaires you can call right now who will give you that information for absolutely free, say me. If you know 30 millionaires right now who will give you that information for $100, say me. If you know 30 millionaires right now who would give you that information for $1,000, say me. The reality is most of you will not say me because most of you don't even know 30 millionaires at all. Right? Most people don't even know one. Okay? Most people don't even know one. So here's the deal. You'll get access to the 30 game plans. You'll get access to the videos, unlimited access to the videos forever. It's $100. If that is something that you are interested in, comment below, hey, I'm interested, or hashtag interested. That's what we'll use. If that's something that you're interested, if you are interested in learning from 30 millionaires, how they would take their business from $0 to no dollars, how they would start that trajectory in 30 days time from day 1 through 30. If you are interested in that, put hashtag interested, and then I will give you the link. Again, it's $100, and that's the reason why I told you at the beginning of this video, if you think that $100 is too much money for you to spend on business education, this is definitely not going to be the video for you. It is literally $100. You waste that like in, between coffee and other things that are not really important. Okay. So I will say that again. 30 millionaires were asked, if you lost everything today, all of your money, all of your websites, all of your products, all of your email lists, if you started from zero, you are a nobody with no money and nothing. Give us a 30-day game plan. 30-day game plans from 30 millionaires in a book. Now, the book doesn't come out till the 17th, but you will get access to the videos where they videoed their 30-day game plans, immediate access. You could get access to that today for $100. If that's something that you are interested in, hashtag at the bottom, say hashtag interested. I will drop you the link and then you can go ahead and get started. Okay. So yeah, we're going to start watching the videos. I know a couple of other people who have already started watching the videos, who are already implementing some of the things that they are finding in the videos, that they're learning in the videos, and their businesses are already changing. So, and their financial situations are already changing. So if you want that to be you, say #interested. I will drop you the link below. Okay. So that is it. I am Audi 5000G. Thank you so much for your time and your attention and your likes and your shares and all of that awesome stuff. I really appreciate your time and your attention. I never, ever take that for granted. So I love you all. And I wish you all of the joy and the peace and the passion and the pleasure and the ease and the flow that you can accept into your own life. I love you and thank you. Bye-bye.